These are the 10-year anniversary golden Black Roses playing cards. You have a matte black tuck box and the Black Roses logo is done in gold and embossed. The one long edge says 10-year anniversary and the other says Black Roses playing cards. On the bottom you get some ad copy. The top says Black Roses. The back is going to be very similar to the back design but not quite the same. The large inner tuck flap will have the Daniel Snyder signature and there's nothing else on the inside of the tuck box. So let's take a look at the cards that come inside. Now before I get to the cards individually, just know that the order normally goes from ace to king, king to ace, from spades to diamonds to clubs to hearts. This time it's going to be different, where you're starting with spades, but this time after spades you're going to go to hearts. Then after hearts you go to clubs, and then you end with diamonds. And it goes ace to king, ace to king. Normally it'd go king to ace, but this time it still goes ace to king, ace to king. So this time it's going to look a little bit different when you're going through the cards, because it looks like this now. This deck is absolutely stunning. The black is super deep, the gold is super shiny, and on top of that, with the medium white border, it's not just a deck of cards that look stunning, but it's also practical. This is a fully marked deck of cards. What I can do is I can grab a random amount of cards, then now use this card right here, and be able to tell you that this is the 4 of clubs. And I can then take this card right here, turn it around, and it's the 4 of clubs. Just by looking at the back design, I can tell you what the face is with 100% accuracy. In the next video I drop on the channel, I'll be explaining how to do it with this deck of cards. Now onto your number cards, you're going to have a little bit of a reshaping done on all of your pips, indices, and values, but not by much to where it'd be very noticeable. And it does seem to be a little bit smaller, but you'll see that a little bit more noticeably once you get to the aces. This is what your hearts are going to look like, which would normally be where diamonds are. These are your clubs, and last but not least, these are your diamonds. Here are your 3 aces. Now we're onto the court cards, which for any Daniel Snyder deck is one of my favorite things every single time. First of all, the line work on the design aspect is just super clean. If you compare a Daniel Snyder deck with almost any other deck, especially bicycle decks, you're gonna see the immediate difference. He completely redesigned the entire thing. You'll see on this Jack of Spades that the face is different, that the yellow has now become the same shiny gold that was used in the back design, and that the blues have been taken out. You'll see that the Queen of Spades is holding 3 things. There's a red rose in both hands, then you also have the back design for this deck of playing cards, and a 4 of hearts card reveal. The King of Spades has a different face as well, just like the last 2, and also has this like DK looking symbol in the center. For the Jack of Hearts, you just get a change in the face. The Queen of Hearts has a few different things. First of all, the face has changed again. Then you also have her holding a iPhone on both sides, a red iPhone, plus a 2 of hearts card reveal. You also get some weird lettering on this side and on this side, and I'm not entirely sure if that's just design or if that's weird letters. And one of my favorite parts is the fact that if you compare this deck to a bicycle deck, you'll see that there's this white band here and white band on this side. On this one, it's super clean, but on a normal bicycle deck, on one side, like right here, there would be a small little triangle, and he did remove it for this deck, which I'm very grateful for. Your King of Hearts only has a change in the face. Your Jack of Clubs has a change in the face plus a 4 of Clubs card reveal. Your Queen of Clubs has a change in the face and is holding a black rose in both hands. Your King of Clubs has a change in the face, as does your Jack of Diamonds. Your Queen of Diamonds does as well, but this time also she is holding a watermelon popsicle in one hand and a watermelon popsicle in the other hand, but this one has a bite out of it. And for the last of the court cards, your King of Diamonds, your classic Daniel Snyder King of Diamonds, one hand being an open palm and the other having a 2 of Diamonds card reveal. You get duplicate jokers. For your ad cards, you get a double backer, and to help out with your magic trick that the King of Diamonds had, you get a duplicate 2 of Diamonds. And last but not least, for the design aspect, your 10-year anniversary golden Black Rose playing cards, Ace of Spades. Now when it comes to how this deck is going to handle, I will tell you that the sides are super smooth in comparison to a regular deck where they're a little bit more rough, so I am a little bit scared that this deck is not going to be able to Faro as well as a normal deck of cards. From bottom to top, it still seems to Faro pretty well, except for the last couple of cards, but honestly not much of an issue from bottom to top, which I am honestly quite surprised with. Then we'll see if it does any better from top to bottom, or see if it does worse. From top to bottom, honestly not much of an issue. Wow, that's kind of surprising. I mean, it's not the easiest deck to Faro, but I'd give it like a 8 out of 10. And then when it comes to the stock, the feel, and the finish of this deck of playing cards, the finish is going to make it super easy to glide. The finish is just the coating that goes on the backs and the faces of the card to make sure that it does glide well, and there's no issue with that whatsoever. When it comes to the stock, this deck is going to be a little bit thicker than a normal deck of playing cards, so if you like playing cards that are a little bit more on the thicker side, this is definitely the deck for you. And then when it comes to how this deck is going to feel in your hands, it is going to be a little bit more malleable. So moves like that, which is the card spring, or moves like this, which is under pressure, these moves are going to suit themselves a little bit more toward a deck that has a little bit more malleability, because you can move the cards and bend them a bit more to do those moves. where instead moves like ATM, which would look like this, is going to be a little bit better suited for cards that have a little bit less malleability, or even moves like this, which is called backdrop, which looks something like that. Again, you have to have a little bit less bend, which makes it better for moves that are a little bit more on the snappy side. This deck is a little bit more on the malleable side. Now clearly up until this point I haven't gone into the marking system yet, but truth be told I don't want to make this review forever for those of you who don't want to see that part. So the next video I drop here on the channel, I'll be going in depth on how to read the marking system for this deck of cards. So make sure to subscribe if you want to check that out, and if I can find a place for you to pick this deck up even though I just got it from the Kickstarter, I'll make sure to link it right here and in the description below. And if you want to check out another deck of playing cards made by Daniel Snyder, the same guy who made this deck, you can check out the review right there. Subscribe for more videos just like this one and to be able to see the marking system reveal that comes out very soon. I'll catch you guys in the next video. This is CPM signing off.